Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Playing in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We do it live, and we talk to all the people that you like to talk to. What's up, Ray?
Lewis, I like talking to people, especially the ones that like talking back to me,
Right.
but
We
not all.
yeah, right. As long as they're alive.
Yeah, well, that helps. That helps.
Yeah, so we talk about cars here. We talk about trucks, boats. Anything you put gas in, we talk about it.
Yes, we do.
Sometimes we tell the truth. Sometimes we tell lies. But everybody is welcome.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And buses too. I mean, you've been making some great progress on your bus over there. You're getting ready to give it its take it out on the road, give it its maiden voyages. That's great.
Yeah, I just talked to my mechanic a little bit ago, and he's gonna go through and check everything out for me. The hoses. I think I'm gonna change all the hoses and all the oils and that kind of stuff. Brakes.
We were talking last week after we went off the air. Me and Brian and Keith were talking about that. It came back around to that torque adapter that you were looking for you to take the wheels off.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another option. And I mentioned it to my buddy at the shop, and he knew all about it because he has an RV.
Oh, really?
And he said, those things work great. He goes, it may be hard to find one. He says, at this point in time, his thought was just go with a good battery, like the big Milwaukee half-inch drive battery-powered gun.
Right.
Which I will tell you, I was using one at the shop. It's not mine. It is a beast.
Really?
That thing has power and power to spare, but it's big and it's heavy.
Right.
Well,
I'm gonna have that too. I want to have my options where it's hard for me to get stuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No, if you have double or triple redundancy on a system, any system, I think that's always the way to go because, now you have options other than just one.
Right. I'm gonna have the old school big breaker bar. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you, on those bus tires, how many miles do they typically go if they're properly inflated and taken care of?
Oh man, I can't remember. They're the same as semi tires.
Okay.
But I can't remember, man. It's been so long.
The newest thought I have about that is I remember last year when we took our trip to Indiana and we pulled into, actually it was a station in Ohio, the one that had the big mall in it where all the stores were and all. And my job was to clean the windows. So I get the big squeegee with the giant pole and I'm over there cleaning the window. And I looked on the ground and it looked like, when snow just starts to fall and it's just flittering across the ground.
Yeah.
But it was black. And I'm like, damn, ain't no black snow, not even in Ohio. And it was rubber. It was tire rubber. And I never saw that before. It was just like, it looked like snow just floating across the pavement.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you imagine back in the day when there was no EPA?
Oh, well, now I know why places like the Bronx and things like that, where there's a heavy concentration, densely populated people who live literally right by the expressways.
Mm-hmm.
Their asthma rates are out of the roof. Children's asthma rates and problems like that are out the roof.
Right.
And I know that also because we filmed once in the Bronx. And like in the beginning of the day, everything all our cars were clean. By the end of the day, all our cars were covered with looked like soot. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure it was rubber and soot.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, nasty. So,
yeah. So we're gearing up for SEMA. All the fellas are getting their new underwear and socks.
Yeah.
So I got some new shirts. So here's one of the logos.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that web show. Wasn't there another one? Isn't there one you put up on on YouTube that it's a car show or car tour? Yeah, car show.
No, it was that one. It was
was that one? All right, so I got shit. Yeah.
Then so you can get that in our store, and these are in our store too. New jackets.
Right.
Oop, I'm going the wrong way.
Right.
So this is nice jacket. It's Columbia, real nice brand.
That is a good brand, yeah.
Yeah, I got my name on it on the front. It has a logo on the front.
Yep.
So if anybody wants a nice beat around coat, planningtraffic.com will get you one. And
Right.
I am going to give away one of those jackets during SEMA week. So if you follow us, I'm going to go live every morning at 8 to 9 o'clock.
Right.
So I'm going to go through and see. I'm going to try to hit 3 or 4 buildings during the week.
Right.
And I'm just going to go live and let everybody see what I see.
That's good. Yeah, it's cool. That's a good idea. You said that went over well last time. You know,
yeah, it really did.
Yeah, I know. I've even seen it on on TV where a show would go through. They do a walk around and walk through. It's kind of interesting because you get a point of view. You get to see it from the people's perspective, which is interesting.
Right, right. And I ran into some celebrities too because they're setting up their booths or they're at booths, getting set up. So it's nice to be able to run into them before the show opens.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna try to set up a couple little quick interviews, while I'm doing the live.
Get them before their makeup is on.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
So it's gonna be a good week. I'm only going Monday, Tuesday. Well, Monday through Wednesday. I'm coming back Thursday. It's a long week, man. It's a hard week.
Yeah.
As I get older, I can't make it.
Well, and plus you're going to be shaking down the bus. That's a new project. So you got a lot of new things. Oh, wait, you said you were going to fly out, right?
Yeah, I'm flying out. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My time got jacked up because my wrist and then some family stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I lost 2 months easy.
Yeah, sure.
So that kind of set me back. But, no rush. I'm retired.
Yeah.
I ain't got no schedule.
Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. There's things I want to do. February, they have the Schoolie Palooza in Arizona.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to make it out there. But if I don't make it,
Yeah.
I'm just going to ride until I see what I want.
It's cool. Everything's got a cool name now. Schoolie Palooza. I just saw Hulk Hogan on Fox when I was coming down, and he was talking about Hulkoween. Kind of funny.
Hulkoween.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went trick or treat with my grandkids.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of candy. Boy, I wanted to eat it all, but I gotta watch, man.
Yeah.
You gotta stay away.
Now, years ago you'd say, I gotta watch it. I don't want to get a cavity, and then you get a little older, you say, I don't want to put on any more weight. Now it's like I gotta watch my blood sugar.
Yeah. Yep, because it sure will go out of sight.
It's funny how that changes, man. Funny how that changes.
Yeah.
Funny.
Let's get the fellas in and see what they're talking about. Man, Papa Squirrel. I miss Papa Squirrel and Debbie at SEMA.
Yeah, it's Papa Squirrel, Jim. Fellas, hey. There's Tool Man.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
Hey, Brian, you didn't eat up all the candy, did you?
Man, I want to tell you something. I was like, the guys would come out to the truck and they'd say, "Oh, can't I?" said, "Yeah, take." They take one little piece. I'm like, "No, take a couple. I can't be eating this stuff." So, and they'll be like, "Oh, we'll just take 2 and try to be all modest," And I'm like, "Look, dude, you guys got to take this stuff, man. I cannot." I said, I bought Halloween candy last week and I ate it all. I said, look, take it. So I was at my last stop and I got there when they were leaving. So they're all walking out with their backpacks,
Yeah.
And I'm just dumping candy in their backpacks,
Hey, get over here. Grab them by the strap.
And they were like, "No, it's okay. And I'm like, "No, seriously, man, you got to take it." And then there was like, I don't know. There was a mom and 2 little girls. I guess they were like 6 and 7. And I asked their mom, I said, "Okay, they get trick or treat?" And they were like, "Yeah." I never saw a little girl's hand grab so big of a candy, man. It was like she had been double jointed or something because that hand came out and it was like, whoop, and she just smiled and I said, "You go, girl," and she just grabbed a handful of it. So
now, I would have loved to have been there to see that little girl come up and say, keep the candy, Tool Man. Where's the 8s and 10s?
Yeah, where's the 8s and 10s?
You
I
know?
know. Yeah.
Then I
It
would've
was
watched-
kind of funny because, like I said, we were standing out in front of the tool truck, and I just reached right in and grabbed the thing, and I had asked the mom if it was okay, and she said, yeah. And that little girl grabbed a handful, man. I'd never seen. It was like Spider-Man. The way she was grabbing that stuff.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's great.
But I still got some, man. I tell you. So I'm hoping tomorrow, because if I have another lunch of candy bars, I'm in trouble. My blood sugar was through the roof, man. I couldn't
Right.
sleep last night.
Candy never goes out of style.
Yeah.
Well, how much beef jerky do you keep on the truck?
None.
Yeah, none.
One of the toolmen that doesn't keep a bunch
Nah.
of beef jerky?
I don't keep any food on the truck.
Oh, you must have missed that story. Brian only told it about 12 times, but that was tell him that story, Brian. How you got
I
jammed up on-
I had a guy that OD'd on beef jerky and energy drinks, and they had to call the ambulance and come get him. And the guy was it, man. He went to the hospital, and he had all kinds of problems. And I was like, dude, the guy owed me like $800, and it was just nothing but beef jerky and energy drinks. And he's in the hospital. I was like, dude, I don't need that stuff, man.
Right.
I said that was it.
Matco guy that I had a couple years ago, Artie, he's no longer a Matco distributor. He was up Damascus area.
Yeah, he's a district manager now.
Is that what he is now?
Yep.
He kept all kinds of junk on his truck, and I guarantee people owed him more for the junk he kept than the tools.
I've had a guy. All he did was buy a box of gloves back in the day when I kept gloves on it, and I finally, and he'd say, "Well, I'll just take one more," and I was like, "Dude, he paid me $10 a week, and I'm like, or $25 a box, and I'm like." It got to the point I'm saying, you owe me like $800, and it's nothing but gloves. So we can't do this no more.
Yeah.
Then you try to kill him with beef jerky.
Yeah, that was a different guy.
Yeah.
But that guy, man, he came out, and I can't remember what flavor it was, but he loved it. And the next week, he bought like 4 bags, and I guess I'd gotten a case in. He bought the whole case.
Wow.
And the guys in the shop said that he sat there and ate that whole case.
Oh.
That was 24 bags of beef jerky. And he had 3 or 4 energy drinks and 24 bags of beef jerky. And
You should have given him a card for a local gastroenterologist.
I tell you, man, I was like, he was wiped out, had to call the ambulance. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. No more.
That's a story for like the retirement books. It really is.
Hey, I'm telling you, when I make a movie, man, the stuff you're just going to see, I ain't even told you half the stuff that I've seen. When I make a movie, it's going to be a nail biter because you're going to sit there and say, there's no way.
People don't think stuff happens on the tool trucks, but man, they have no idea.
Man, it's crazy stuff.
The tool trucks are just like Floyd's barber shop in Mayberry.
Yep.
On wheels.
I know a lot about a lot. Nothing.
What's up, Paul? You been on the road?
I've been on the road quite a bit. There's been several Thursdays I've wanted to jump in with you guys, and it's been while traveling back and forth to the Mid-Atlantic. Fantastic seeing you up in the Mid-Atlantic, Brian.
Yeah. Your car, the car was up there the next week. The week that you were gone, the car was up at Burtonsville.
Yes, I gave it my blessing and said, I'm out of here. You all go do whatever the hell you want with the car. I'm done. Goodbye. Give me my paycheck. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I had a very enjoyable time. I saw family. I took care of that special project. Took care of a couple other projects. That was a very enjoyable trip, and I'm looking forward to coming back up again here in the next few weeks. Gonna leave on Sunday. Lewis, I'm sorry we got cut short the other day.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't call you back.
Gonna leave on Sunday, driving to Tennessee. We got the Wrenching for the Future build, so I won't see you all at SEMA, but I will jump in the mornings.
Oh, excuse me.
See what's going on out at SEMA, and you can jump in and see what we got going on in Tennessee.
Sweet. So every day at 11 o'clock, I'll be going live on this. So I'll have a link for everybody. You can jump on like this every morning.
Fantastic.
If you're available every morning at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to walk around and do live all the way through each building.
But at least I got somewhere going to SEMA. My wife canceled it for this year.
Yeah, man, I'm going to miss you guys.
Well, until they found out why.
You're not taking the school bus. Schoolie is staying home.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling as bad about missing SEMA.
Yeah, I was gonna try to go, but things happen where you got to switch up plans.
Yes, things happen. You switch up plans, and now that I got a little extra time on my hands, I've been working on the car that was started to be built in 2020 before the pandemic hit, and then was going to be done for the Rat Rod magazine build off this year, and nope, I'd never moved forward with it. So I'm hoping to maybe have it done in time for Tulsa and have this car done for Tulsa.
That'll be good.
The talk is to have flamethrowers on it.
Oh yeah.
Do head-to-head burnouts with flames.
I actually have a flamethrower kit somewhere.
Yeah. So I might be ordering some more solar stuff down your way.
All right.
I was talking to them a couple days ago, so I'm gonna do some affiliate stuff with them. So if anybody needs any solar stuff, let me know.
If anybody's looking for investment property, that whole area around where that solar place is there in Sulphur Springs.
Yeah.
This whole area, man, I have never seen development and infrastructure going in the way I'm seeing it around here.
Really?
Yes.
So Elon will buy some more. Musk will buy some more. He bought a whole bunch down there. He's got all his nationality kids down there or whatever in Texas now.
This lithium deposit that's down the street has made property values around here skyrocket.
I'm good.
Did you read about that lithium plant that's burning right now?
Where's that, Pop Squirrel?
I'm sure once that stuff starts to burn, you're not putting it out. It's going to be like that coal mine in Pennsylvania that's been burning for 70 years now.
Worse, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, toxic.
Past the stage of toxic.
And Pop Squirrel, where is that? Where is that?
I just caught it out of the corner of my eye when I was flicking through.
Tori posted it on Facebook.
Okay. Just spoke to Tori this week again. Did anybody catch the show, the Courtney Hanson show, where they
I forgot. I knew it was last weekend, right?
Yeah, and then they played it again. I think it was Tuesday because I was speaking to him the other day. I said, Tori, I'm going to try and stay up. It's on at 10. I said, usually those 10 o'clock shows, I mean, I called it. It's usually around the 10:30 bottom of the hour break. They use a longer break, and I'm out. And I was out. I woke up again at it was like 10:46 or so, 47. And then I kind of blinked my way through the last 10 minutes. But yeah, they built him a Camaro for his work down at 9/11 for his fire department service. And it was, of course he's saying, hey, I'll talk to you about it. He goes, of course they cut out more. He goes, a lot of the stuff I said, I think people may not understand because of the way they cut it and edited it. But the overall thought was there. Three of his friends had actually nominated him for that car build. and they gave it to him no problem whatsoever. Kind of nice. It was an IROC. They did it in blue with a kind of a custom interior. What's his name? Fuller. I forgot his first name.
Yeah.
He's been on a bunch of shows. He was kind of the lead guy for the build. He does some really nice stuff. So yeah, Tori was very deserving, and he was just he's in awe. He's basically dumbstruck. It was very nice. So
Yeah.
Tori can grow back a mullet and get ready, right?
Well, they filmed it down in Lower Manhattan, and he said he hadn't been back there. When he talked with Courtney, and it was with the guise of doing something on TV, and he's still working with Sam. So he invited her out where he is to a really nice Italian restaurant. That's where we went to my friend's disco birthday party last year. And she said, no, she had to meet him in the city. And Tori hadn't been in the city. And I don't think he really wanted to go back that fast. But she insisted. And, of course, it was to get him in there to, for the reveal and all. And I think they probably met a couple times. But it was a very windy day. And you could see, his hair was blown all over the place. It looked kind of cold and blustery. Didn't look like a nice weather at all.
What was it on?
I caught it on what the hell, on 150 Motor Trend.
Okay. Yeah, Motor Trend. That's her. The show's on there,
and I forget the name of the show. It's Courtney Hansen's show. It's like an overhauling, but they just tell you. They don't tell the person that built
a Royal something, Royal Garage or
right, because the garage is I think it's ROYL.
How do I mute my mic for a minute?
I can do it for you. I got you.
Yeah, mute my mic for a minute, please.
And I'm not sure where that garage is, but I'm sure it's here in the New York area. I didn't recognize it.
No, I don't think it is.
No,
I don't think it is. I can't remember.
I didn't recognize any of the other shots, so I don't know.
Yeah, they. I can't remember.
They got a pretty good build team, all seasoned guys that all have ideas, and and that was like their first build. That they just went into that new space. So I got to watch those shows in the daytime. When I have a chance of staying awake. Really. Same thing's happening with Graveyard Cars. I always the bottom of the hour gets me, man, all the time. And then it's like, like I say, I'm blinking my way through the last 10, 15 minutes, missing more than I'm catching. But no, Tori is definitely deserving of everything that, and they showed like on the remembrance wall, the where the towers stood, he saw some of his friends' names for the first time since 9/11. So it was very emotional as well,
Right.
It would be.
And I guess they were going for that whole. They were going for that whole thing, So. But
show is Ride of Your Life.
Yeah, Ride of Your
Life. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. But her garage is something with the Royal Garage or something, oil company.
Life, Royal.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, hey, Keith, you're a pretty smart guy. I didn't put that together.
I got to fix this.
Pick an acronym. Here. Yeah. I was wondering, where the hell's the A?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brian, I got to tell you, last week again, after we went off air, we were talking about this job I was doing with a steering box, trying to change the seals. And Brian popped the magic answer about using a screw. And I went and looked at some more videos. And of course, now every video, the guys are using deck screws, wood screws. Problem is, you only have the width of the seal to get in there. It's maybe 3/16. The biggest problem I had was taking my drill. You need a small drill bit.
Right.
And the smaller the drill bits get, the shorter they get.
Right.
Now, and so the chuck on the drill kept hitting the pinion shaft. Like, oh man! But I did get a screw in there, and I was able to get that seal out.
Oh, good.
And then I had trouble putting them in because, of course, everybody online is showing, well, just use a socket and drive it in. No, there's seal driving tools that I didn't have, and it's going to be a thin wall, large diameter, like a piece of fence post, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the sockets, a 32 millimeter socket fit, but when you put it on,
too thick.
it did fit. Well, I just wanted to drive the second seal in,
Uh-huh.
but the socket necks down inside and bottoms out on the bottom of the pinion shaft. So now you can't drive it any further because of the internal design of the socket. So I did I did the next best thing. I took the steering box out.
Yeah.
I took it out, took it to the other shop today, and there's an old school mechanic over there, and the two of us took the box apart, took the shaft out, and were able to get the seals in, in the right way, and then reassembled the box. I brought it home, cleaned it off, pressure washed it, and I'll put it back in.
Put it back in, yeah.
But yeah, it was actually easier at that point. But the screw was the trick. You're absolutely right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's that was I tell you, we saw a lot of cars get screwed up because people jamming in there trying to pop the seal out, and they scratch up or nick up a camshaft or crank, because they get in there and start twisting and popping, and they start marring up all that area, and and the screw was just so much faster.
I have two takeaways, because first I was using every little 90 or curved pick that I had, and I've seen the pick sets on the tool trucks and said, man, I'm not gonna buy a pick set on a tool truck. Pick is a pick. Well, the cheap picks that I had that were from Harbor Freight, the handles were pulling off and all. I'm like, you piece of shit pick. Why didn't I buy that pick set?
You didn't want to spend the $100 for a pick set. You know what I'm saying?
But then
I had a guy yesterday bought a pick set and told him I said it's on sale $91.65, and he was like, what? And I said, well, you can pay the regular price if you want.
Well, I did bring with me yesterday. I have a Craftsman. They call it a cotter pin puller, but it's kind of a hook tool, and I have a snap-on tool too. I guess it's probably the same thing, and that really got in there. But I was like bending it. It didn't want to get that. It didn't work. They didn't work. So the takeaway on that is, get the good picks if you're going to be dealing with seals, and then get a seal driver set. They can't be that bad, that expensive.
Yeah.
So, it always comes down to, like, I can't tell you how many times I'm doing that, and I say, damn, I should have bought blank tool. I just did that a little while ago with you. I'm like, send it. So, yeah.
It hits me all the time. Every time I do something, I got to go back and get the better tool or better drill bit.
Right. And I remember
quality and save yourself trouble.
I had to do something a while ago, years ago, and I did buy 2 or 3 long drill bits, like maybe 6-inch, but they're only like, I think it was like 3/16.
Yeah.
They were small diameter, and I don't know where the hell I put them, because that would have been perfect for this job. And I knew better than to look for them, because I knew if I started looking, I'd still be looking. So,
we got our. I had mentioned to our product manager on stuff about long drill bits like that, and they all look at you. I mean, we got the stubbies, which are awesome, but when you need that, when you need to go deep, when you need to go long and deep, you need that long drill bit.
Like I said, the chuck was hitting that shaft. I was like, I'm dead. This isn't going to work. I actually ended up having to go on an angle so I could maximize every millimeter of space.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking to myself as I'm doing this, I was like, why isn't this popping out? Because the first one, all I did, I followed the manual, took the pitman arm shaft, the pitman arm off, and started the car and turned the wheel, and it built pressure in the box, and it just plopped the first seal right out. It didn't pop the second one out, and that's how I got that.
When you finally took it all apart, did you see anything like like a rust ridge, or did you see some kind of groove, or did you see something that hung it up or kept it from?
Shaft looked good. I realize as I'm under there, I'm like, this is a 54-year-old box, and this seal has probably never been out of there. 50. I still think of those cars as being late model. It's a 70 Oldsmobile, for Christ's sake. That's late model, but no, it's 54 years old. So, yeah. Yeah, you can't take that. You can't take age. So the other part was, when I pulled the box out, there's 3 bolts that go through the chassis into the box. Top bolt comes out, beautiful, pristine. It's like a 1/2-inch bolt. The middle bolt comes out, and I can see some notable corrosion on it. Not bad, just it's pockmarked. The 3rd bolt, I hit it with the gun, and it just went zing, like, huh? The bolt came out, and it was just this little tapered rise of like a little triangle of rust. It had rusted away so bad, it was just this little thin taper. So the other side part of the bolt was still in the threaded part of the box with another ear of rust on it. So I guess it was watered down in the frame. So we actually tack welded a nut onto that, and then that came right out. But, so I had to go through my stash. Now I had to go through all my those buckets and bins and parts to find the matching bolt because I needed one. And it's a 1/2-inch. It's probably a 1/2-inch 20.
Yeah.
It's got a tapered end on it, and it's a very specific bolt. It's like a motor mount bolt. And I found one, and that's why I don't throw out my junk.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't buy that at Ace. You're not going to get a tapered end
Right.
at Ace. Not in a grade 8, not in anything. That's strictly an automotive thing. So
I might have to take a ride to New York before you leave, before you start throwing stuff away, and see what I can get.
oh man, I'll load you up. Jeez.
He'll probably just take everything you got, and that'll save him the trouble.
Well, Papa Squirrel, it's kind of funny because I guess it was about now 6 months ago now. Maybe it's 6-8 months, and Brian made a concerted effort to clean up in his garage. And one week he told us, yeah, I cleaned up and I got like 3 feet and I got all these boxes out. And I was thinking like, damn, I can drive to Maryland, man. I could garbage pick that stuff. I know there's stuff in there that I want. I was really thinking about it.
I did, I don't know, I got, 6-7 feet cleaned out. And, like I said, the wife's already marked the space to start pulling a car in.
I think about it all the time. I was in my shed the other day looking for some carburetor parts. And what did I find? A stack of Harley-Davidson brake rotors and sprockets. I was like, man, I was saving these in case I built another bike or somebody needed a spare. And I said I should grab these right now. I just left them right where they were.
Yeah, you need to clean them up, put them on eBay.
Unbelievable.
So much, man.
Hard right now too.
Well, it was funny because Ray, when you called me the other night, we were standing in line to vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And of course, I'm talking on the phone, and as we're getting closer, of course, they're like, no phones, turn all phones off, no media. It was funny because they had like, a sign saying, no phones. They had a phone with an X through it, and they had a media, like a camera with an X through it, and then they had smoking with an X through it. And Brianna, we were all together. The whole family was there. Brianna, the wife, and I were there.
Right.
We all met up there. We all had 3 different vehicles. We were all 3 there. Because next Tuesday, Election Day, I have a regional meeting. So I wanted to get over and
That's good planning on Matko's part.
Yeah, well, don't even start. Yeah. So
we'll continue this later.
Yeah, we will. And so, make a long story short, the phone rings, and it's Ray. Hey, Ray, and the wife gives me that look.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, it's all right, it's all right. Of course, when me and Ray start talking, me and Ray are talking, So we're going. I'm like, yeah. Of course, we're edging down, and there was a line, And of course, Brianna saw the sign, and she thought it was funny. She goes, "Oh, I can't vote." And Jenny goes, "Why?" She goes, "I smoke." Because the way the sign was. So it was just funny. So we're all laid back, relaxed. Everybody's walking around very tense. It's serious business.
You know what you're doing. What's the big deal?
So we get in there, and of course, I walk in. Of course, you know me. I got to be difficult, and so they first the wife went in, and she's standing there, and I happened to get the guy next to my wife.
Oh.
Okay, and so I hand him my ID, and he goes, "No, sir, we don't need that." And I said, "Well, I want you to know who I am."
Right.
And she goes, "No, we don't need to know that."
Yeah, we don't need.
He goes, "I need you to verify your name." And I said, "Here." And he goes, "No, you need to tell me." And I said, "Why don't you look at my ID?"
Yeah.
And of course, I get the side eye out of Jenny, she's giving me that side eye.
Yeah.
So at the same time, he says, "Verify your address." So we both say it at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And of course, he looks at me like, "You're being a smart ass."
Yeah. You're copying her.
And I'm like, "Well, this is my wife."
Yeah.
We have the same address.
Right.
So we go through all that, and
I missed all the fun.
of course, he's like, "You need to put your license away before you lose it."
Oh,
And I said, "Well, I think you should see if who I am," or I had to throw my 2 cents in on that. But
oh God.
So then we go over, and they ask if you wanted the paper ballot or computer.
Oh,
And
God, no computer.
And I asked the wife, I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Paper ballot." And I said, "Okay, yeah, I want to do paper because the line's too long for the computer." So I had this really nice lady. She's like, she asked me for my number, and she's showing me, my number is 71 and the ballot's 71 and this. And I asked how many different 71s there were. And she said, I was the only 71. And I said, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." And she goes, "Now, remember, you have to color in the circle.
Yeah.
No checks, no lines.
Yeah.
Stay in the circle." And I said, "Oh, man." I said, "Okay."
I have trouble.
And she goes, "What?" I said, "All right." I said, I think I can stay in the circle." And she goes, "Okay." And then she goes, "All right." She goes, "You can pick a table over there." And I said, "Oh, excuse me." I said, "Do we have any crowns?" And she goes, "Crowns?" I said, "Yeah, we're coloring in circles, right?" And man, the wife just walks away, dude. That was it. She had enough of me.
Right.
She's like, you are on your own after this.
Yeah.
You sound just like my wife.
Yeah.
She can cause trouble by a smart ass remark.
So I was like, she looked at me, and I was like, "Hey, relax, man. We're all, we don't have to be so serious.
Right.
Just relax."
Right.
And she goes, "We have pens over there." So I go over, I take care of my business, do my voting. And then of course we got to load it in the thing. And the guy's like, I walk up, and I'm like getting ready to pull my, because it's in that vanilla folder,
Yeah.
and I'm getting ready to pull it, and he goes, "No, keep it in the folder until you get to the table." And I said, "Okay."
Jeez.
And I get up, and he goes, "Now slide it in between the gray and black area." I said, "Like this?" He goes, "I can't look."
I can't look.
I said, "Well," I said, "like this." And I said, "Oh, I said, is this colored in enough? Is this circle okay?" He goes, "I can't look."
Oh God.
And I was like, "Well, I just want to make sure it's colored in right." And he goes, "I can't look. Just let me know." And he goes, "Insert it, and you'll see a flag, and it'll say that you voted."
Yeah.
On the screen. So I'm sitting there, and of course it comes up, and it comes up, and he's like, well, I said, "What?" And then he goes, "Well, what does the screen say?" I said, I don't know. I can't read." And he goes, "What?" And I said, "Is this one?" He goes, "I can't look." And I said, "Yeah, it's got a I vote there."
Yeah. Oh, great.
So, but I was upset because once again, we had the Spanish version.
Oh, you'll vote. Yeah.
So I was upset. I asked where the American table was, and
Right.
Nah.
No.
but so that was I was allowed out for that. I will not be allowed out for another 4 years. So.
Right. You're gonna be kept in. Yeah.
So anybody wants to go voting, it's a fun experience.
I've
Please
been
come
seeing
along.
lines at the early voting places. We just go election day. It's never a problem. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I went last week, no problem. And
yeah. We went back. I went back and forth because I figured on Tuesday, where I'm at in my route, I'm very close to my voting location. So I figured I'd just go out there in the middle of the day.
right.
But I was like, man, I really just want to get it over and done with because with the with my regional meeting, I just didn't want to have any issues.
I don't know about where anybody else is, but by here, they've been reporting like record numbers of
Yeah,
turnout.
we are. We it's the same thing here.
Good.
That it's been. They said we surpassed the COVID numbers or whatever in the
That can't be too
voting.
hard to do.
Huh?
That can't be too hard to do.
Well, I mean, for I think they were saying overall we've gone past. I mean, we've had a lot of turnout here. I mean, it's been.
Yeah.
My mom went a week early, so I mean,
Yeah.
she keeps going. She went by and she said the first day they had it, first day it was open, it was there, and like I said, she was a week early. So,
Well, so just to circle back a little bit on the steering box problem, the other takeaway is, and this is one that everybody should pay attention to, if you question something or you're not sure of something, you just think there's another approach, call your buddies, call people and see what somebody else says. They may just know something you don't. And you know, people need to do that more often, I think. You know,
And
Ain't
to
too proud
do
to
that, to do that only takes a few minutes out of your time. But if you mess up,
And you
now
might-
you're in a whole problem.
and you might get them. You might get their wife pissed off too. You know, you might get them.
oh well, you're all at Ray. I got a package from you today.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now it's yours. Tag.
I
You're
know.
in.
I told Jenny she goes, what did Ray send you? Because it filled the whole mailbox. We had a different mailman. The mailman, if it was Lester, he would have brought it up to the house.
Yeah.
But the person that did the mail today, they just put it in the mailbox.
Right.
And she goes down there and she goes, I don't know what Ray sent you, but it took up the whole mailbox.
Well,
And
I'll
I
tell you
said,
something.
huh?
That box was twice the size. I cut it in half and refolded it because I couldn't see, using a box twice the size I needed. I custom made it, and that's that's part of my purging, because I knew if I held on to that dopey thing, I'm never gonna fix it. It's gonna sit there forever. So just send it to the graveyard. Like, if you can use it for parts, fine. If you can fix it, you fix it. If not,
well, that was funny because she goes, I said, I laughed and. I read the letter to her and so forth, and she's like, "Oh, so what? Ray's going to send you all his shit now?" And I said, "Well, I've been sending Ray all my shit. We're sending it back and forth."
that's not the first time I sent you other stuff too. Yeah,
I said, our shit's going to have frequent flyer miles going back and forth.
exactly.
And she goes, "Oh," and I said, I had like 2 more I was going to send you. And again, well, but the whole Milwaukee thing is kind of bizarre. But so I just laughed, and she's like, well, what are you going? She goes, so what are you going to send him? And I said, I don't know. I'll have to find something down there to send him.
Well, I'll tell you something. The fella stopped by yesterday morning who ordered that ratchet, and he was happy. He was smiling, and he was nice enough to even paid me.
Wow. All right.
Damn.
So if you want, I can, Venmo it to you for whatever how we do it.
Well, I got one more box here with your invoice.
Right. Okay.
And we'll just do it that way.
Yeah, this was on a separate invoice. So
I just sent that so that you can get money from them.
Right.
And
right.
You can make you could be the
so he's telling me, he looks at it, he goes, damn, He goes, he's got his name and address on here and everything. I said, listen, dude. I said, you try and get this thing serviced here, you're out of luck. I said, no one's going to talk to you. I said, they're going to look at you like you're an alien because this doesn't exist. I said, and you know that already because you've already asked. I said, my guy, on the other hand, takes care of people who do the right thing. I said, he won't sell to his guys. He says, oh, why? Because they'll be hanging off it like a barbell. I'm like, you got it. He goes, not me. He goes, no. This is a fine, delicate piece of tool right here. I'm like, now you got it. It's a tool. I said, now you got it. Now you're.
Yeah,
okay
he'll
now.
show up next week. I might as well send you a kit, and you get all pissed off rebuilding that son of a bitch.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
that went over very big too. He was very happy, very, very happy.
I had a guy that I'd sold one to, and I've noticed that he's using it more and more. And I pulled him aside and told him that this isn't for everyday use. And he's like, yes, Mr. Brian. Okay.
Yeah. True. Very true. Very true.
Because he's like, but it's so nice. It's so
It
nice.
is. But for any other use than what its intended purpose is, it's 17 inches long, so it's kind of cumbersome if you're just taking out a little bolt or something. There's no reason you'd use that. I mean, years ago on a Snap-on truck, the guy, he had these ratchets. They were bundled up in a vase, like a bunch of roses, and they got to be 17 or 18 inch long, 3/8 drive ratchets. And I said to him, "Wow, what's with this? Is like new flower arrangement?" And he says, "No, I got those on special." And I said, "Special?" I said, "Oh, geez, this is a long ratchet. How much?" And he was like, $99. I was like, $99? I said, "Do they work?" He's like, yeah, they're brand new. So I took one right away, and then I hunted them down the next day at the next shop. I took another one. I said, I gotta have one at home. I said, for that price? What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal.
If it broke, it would be worth it, But
Yeah.
and you know what? It in each of those toolboxes, it rarely comes out because it's 18 inches long. Like, it's great for you if you're down like in an engine bay, or you got to get up from under the car, and you just want to get on something and work it out. But you're not in that position like every day or all the time. So
Yeah, but sometimes you have a tool just because it's not used every day. You want it when you need it.
exactly, that's exactly right. Those are the specialty tools. You know what I always said, the specialty tools. That's what sets a guy's box apart from the next one, if they're doing the same kind of work. Because that's like all Terry needs these days is cut off wheels and tin snips and
torches,
air shears. Yeah,
basic, man. Basic. That's it.
Basic
hammers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. How you guys doing?
You cut that hole in the floor very, very eloquently, very daintily. It was a very nice job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Don't be so shy. Just get down in there and get dirty.
Yeah.
Oh, please, man. Yeah, it's in though. It's in.
All right.
It's in tomorrow. The thing that it's a learning process as far as if I had gotten a T56 out of, let's say, a GTO or either a Camaro Firebird.
Yeah.
The drive shaft would fit right in.
Okay.
Same length, same distance, everything. But being that I got the Trummic, I think the drive shaft on the T56 from out, factory Camaro Firebird is a 27 spline.
Right.
Same with the 4L70, 27 spline.
Yeah.
Fits right in. But the Tremec is a 31 spline, so I have to get a new yoke.
Oh, wow.
And it's a little bit longer. So now I have to either get the drive shaft cut by like an inch and a half, maybe an inch.
Right.
Or the yoke is really long. So have you ever heard anyone cutting the yoke?
No, because then you got the spline to deal with, and they're always beveled at the edge. That's hardened metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that don't let the length fool you, because that's supposed to slide so much of the way the car.
Right.
Yeah.
But
You
I
need
bottom
a
it
good
out.
amount.
I put the yoke in and I bottom it out, and then I go and put the drive shaft in and compare it. It's right next to each other. So it's got to
It's got to be shorter. Yeah, you
It's
can't
gotta
have
be
it
shorter.
bottom because it can't move.
No.
Well, to cut a shaft is no big deal. I mean, I have a drive shaft store on a corner from my house, and those guys, they cut shafts every day. They have a special lathe, and they cut it and just weld, and they weld it on the lathe.
Right, they
Okay.
weld it and rebalance it. Or, hey, in this world of YouTube, man, you could watch it and get the hacksaw out and do it yourself, Terry.
Yep.
Don't threaten me with a good time. You know I will.
Hey, man, I'll be right. Hey, I got plenty of rolls of wire, man. We can get it done, man. I'll bring it. Don't worry.
Shoot,
Yeah.
to balance it, get the scale. Like the one
Balance
under
it.
the bathroom sink.
I tell you, every time I
Yeah,
go,
you'll have to do. It's like you'll have to get on the scale first to see how much you weigh, then put the drive shaft in your hand, and then do it because it won't be heavy enough to activate it.
And then just kind of give it a push to see if it wobbles or anything like that.
Put on a piece of glass.
Yeah. I'll tell you, every time I'm in that place, I go in the back and they have a shaft on the lathe. It scares the hell out of me, man. That something that long spinning that fast.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh boy. And the guy will stand right in front of it and work on it. It doesn't bother him.
Yeah.
Been doing it for years.
I used to go into a place. We had a place drive line here. It was always very interesting going in there. They would all kinds of stuff, man. People making even like CV joints, changing ends for CV joints and axles and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's like you said, the sausage has to get made somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to your boys at QA1 or whatever and get one of those carbon fiber. They'll make one for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
You kind of don't want to go to the well that often.
Actually, Terry, I know when I bought my Tremec, a drive shaft came with the transmission. I just had to send them the center to center length.
Yeah. If you go to like some of these companies where it's like a one-stop shop, they give you the drive shaft and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but that was for a GTO.
Well, mine, yeah.
And what you're talking about the Trailblazer SS, right, Terry?
Yeah, I'm doing Trailblazer SS.
That doesn't exist, right? They don't really 6 speed. That doesn't exist.
No, but I'm doing a serious video on it because a lot of people don't know that there are different Tremec, transmissions. You got the Tremec transmission where even just the different style, the tail shaft you can get like 3 or 4 different style ones. The one that fits best in that Trailblazer is the one from a Camaro, so they call it the Magnum F. You gotta let people know that, and then when you get the Magnum F, you got different variations as far as the gearing. You gotta let the people know that. So it's gonna be
You can't change the shafts on them. Can't change the ends.
What? Well, I'm gonna drop down to a 27.
We're just talking about the tail.
The tail shaft. Yeah, I thought you meant the output shaft. No, you can. But I ordered it because I knew that's the one that's in my Chevelle. That's the one that's in my 69 Camaro. And so I figured that one, and it best fits up because like anything else, then you have to deal with the multiple locations of the shifter points and all that. But the one that I got, the Magnum F, it's right at the end of the tail shaft.
Well, we don't worry about where the shifter goes because you're really good drilling holes.
No. We got it all in and everything. And the TIC Performance, the cool thing about that, TIC Performance, first they sent the close ratio shifter, but then they also have a shifter where 48 different positions. So you can move it forward or back or either around 1, 2, or 3 inches to the right, to the left, forward, or back. And then the knob itself, it turns. So you can clock it any way you want. It's a trick piece.
Wow.
Is that the one I saw on Sam's garage?
It might have been if it was a TIC Performance shifter. Yeah.
Because I asked Tori about it. They put it in a Chevelle, I think. I said, "Ooh, I'd like to have one of those."
Oh no! If you have like the Chevelle, they had the Muncie where it's close to the driver's side. It's not right there in the center.
Right, that's correct.
So if you want to retain, like the originality as far as like putting the center console in, that one it'll put the shifter right where you need it. You got 48 positions.
Right.
You know, it's really cool. There's going to be a video. You'll see what I'm talking about. It you know, woo. So because like I like it to sit down, put my hand down, and hit the shifter.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And so
It's kind of funny. Last month I was driving my car, and my stick does fall right in my hand. But I noticed I was shifting. I said, "Boy, it feels like I got a little play in the stick, almost like the stick is loose." That couldn't be, you know. And then I got home and I pull in the driveway, I shut the car off, and I get my head down there and I look, and like, son of a bitch, the 2 bolts came loose, and it was the stick actually loose.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I better tighten that.
Yeah. But no,
It's funny how stuff like that loosens up. Luckily it was there, instead of like as soon as you pull in and you go to put it in the first gear and the handle comes off in your hand or something like that.
Well, the good thing is actually the bad thing. And that is the 2 bolts that hold the stick onto the stub. They can't come all the way out because they hit the inside cup of the console. It's so close. So I had taken an Allen key. I forget what size it is. I think it's a little smaller than a 1/4 inch. And I cut it down so that like the L part of it is like a stub. So I could get in there with it and actually tighten it without taking the console out of the car. So yeah, it has its own little safety feature, but it would get pretty loose by that point.
Yeah.
But but it was funny. I said, well, boy, so much for diagnostics. Boy, that's what it felt like, and that's exactly what it was.
Well, at least you're lucky enough that you weren't downtown San Francisco and you go into the VA and you shift, and the whole shifter breaks in half.
Yeah, that's good.
And I said, "What'd you do?" She said, "I immediately pulled over, parked it at the curb, and started looking for a way home."
Taxi,
Uber.
Right.
Not to where we were living, which was 80 miles away.
Wow.
So she got tired of waiting, and she looked at it and said, "I wonder." Pulled the console off and looked down there, and part of the shifter was there. And she figured, if I put on a glove, I can shift this.
Yeah.
Without. And she did. She drove it home in 3rd gear. Well, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. She got back home about the time I got down to San Francisco to pick her up.
What type of car was this, Pop Scroll?
Volkswagen Jetta.
I had a couple. Yeah.
Her idiot ex-husband had tried to bend the shift lever.
Weakened it.
Yes, he did. My wife's got a hell of a grip.
Yeah, I had a couple instances. Once I was driving my Challenger, and I pulled up to the auto parts store. It had an automatic shifter on the floor. I went to put it in park, and it just went zing, like with no resistance at all. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. Shut the car off, climbed under it, and
The linkage.
The clip fell out of the linkage. So I had to scrounge around on the ground. I found a finishing nail and shoved it in there and bent it, like perfect. And then going back to the 70s, my buddy Tom and I were driving around. We had these 2 girls in the car. And actually, no, he had a girl he was dating. I was solo. And we're driving the 55 Nomad. And it was my turn to drive because he was in the back seat with her. So I turned around all night. And linkage, again, it was probably the linkage. It was probably a clip that broke. And that car... Yeah, it probably had a 3-speed in it at the time. Yeah, it had 3-speed on the floor. So we had 1 shifter clip. So we had to decide, do we have reverse and first or 2nd and 3rd? And
decisions.
Man, we drove all the way home in 1st gear. So yeah. But that's
I had the throttle cable came off. It was on my 75 Cutlass when I was, back in high school. And I'm going, I think it got stuck first, and I would, you nail the gas a couple times so it would pop back, and that worked for a little while. Then it got stuck. So I was like, oh, I think I just disconnected it. Like, well, I have to get home. So I had rope in the back of the car.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I tied rope to the carburetor, put it through the window, and I'm like, brr, brr.
Yeah.
I'm going like this and driving home.
I did that on my windshield wipers once. I think I hooked a coat hanger on it so I could just pull them.
We did it. with
Stupid things we
buddy's
used to do.
70 Cougar. He had a 70 Cougar, and we used our shoestrings, tied it all together to make a throttle cable.
I'll tell you, now there's some Cougars in the 70 that are pretty hot.
Yeah.
That was a long ass car.
Yeah. Did you go to Harbor Fields, Keith?
Harbor Fields. No, what is that?
High school?
Oh, no. I was at Smithtown High School.
Oh, Smithtown.
I lived in Smithtown. Yeah.
All right.
It was like right down the road. It was nice. I would ride my bike.
Oh, good. Cool.
It was downhill going there, and then coming home was a pain because I had to go.
I would imagine it would be uphill coming home. Yeah.
Uphill both ways. I had to go.
Oh, both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Wow.
And then I think the one time I ran out of gas in my 75 Cutlass was there was a slight hill going up to the school, and I thought I had enough gas and going up to school, and then car just died. It was just enough for the tank that missed the filler, and I was like, oh. And I walked home, got a can of gas, came back.
I actually ran out of gas at the pump a couple times.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
not bad.
Just got so lucky. You know, now I fill all the cars at half tank now. Half tank, they're getting filled.
Yeah.
I don't take any chances.
Yeah, I ran out of gas on Alligator Alley 3 times, I think.
Oh, really?
In my GMC Typhoon. First time going down to Miami, and I thought I could make it. And if you don't stop at the gas station right before Alligator Alley, and you're done. There's only at the time I think there was one gas station in the middle, and it was like
I would not take chances.
No.
And I'm like, I can make it. And I got around this turn, and that was it. It was like I got onto the other side of Alligator Alley, and it died. Luckily, I had a friend follow me. We got in his truck, bought a gas can, bought some like 2 gallons, put it.
The only time if it's the same Alligator Alley that
There's only one.
we were coming through there, and they were having a space shuttle launch, and everybody stopped on the road, and I'm like, this is not a place to stop to watch, and people are out to see the space shuttle. I mean the rocket launch.
Yeah.
So are alligators.
And I'm like, the whole time I'm like kind of looking around, like I want to stand on the hood of the car because I'm not standing out there, and they're all standing around and talking about this is Alligator Alley, and we're all like fresh meat standing out there waiting.
There's canals on both sides.
Yeah,
with alligators.
And everybody stops to get out and to watch this thing, and they say, "Oh yeah, this is what we normally do." And I'm like, "This is not a great place to do this. I don't."
Yeah, it's not a good place. I've had a lot of stories on Alligator Alley. Another friend's
how
car.
fast alligators are.
Yeah, another friend. His truck just died, and it turned out I think it was the alternator, but it was like in the middle of Alligator Alley. So one of us, actually, I think I drove, got a battery, brought it back. We switched the battery in this truck, drove to whatever it was, the Walmart, exchanged the battery, got another battery because the battery got used up. Getting across, and then I think I don't remember what happened after that. I think maybe he drove to his parents' house or something, somewhere close on that rest of that battery. But that was in hours because, we stopped. It was in the middle of freaking Alligator Alley. And then coming home one time, I just passed. I'm going. I go, oh, I got enough gas. And I just passed the gas station in the middle of Alligator Alley. I go, and the truck's like, I'm looking at the gas gauge. I said I still had like an eighth of a tank. I guess the gauge lied. No, the gauge lied.
It's not worth it, man.
Now, I've learned my lesson. Now, before Alligator Alley, I gas up. I don't care if it's whatever the gauge says. I'm putting gas in it.
Yeah.
That's a couple of 5-gallon tanks. Couple of 5-gallon tanks extra in the trunk.
That's what. And then that one time I ran out, my friend had a tank, and I called him up and go, "Did you stop?" Or he had empty tanks. Like, did you pass that gas station yet? He goes, "No." I go, "Can you stop and fill up and bring me those cans?" Like, sure. And he came over and There's pictures of me putting gas in the car on the side of the road. Get over to get across and get gas.
Lewis, pay no
Jeez.
attention to any of this for when you're on the road, like doing road trips. Just pay no attention to any of this. This didn't happen.
Hey,
Yeah.
It's all made up.
Just
My
fill up
wife-
with a half tank.
My wife
Yeah.
knows me. She makes me stop at the gas station. She's always checking the needle. She's like, "Oh, you better stop."
Yeah.
Just
You know,
carry-
it stinks. I looked at I went to move when the hurricane came, I went to start up the motorhome, make sure the motorhome, I'm like, oh, the thing has 50 gallon. It's supposed to has two 25-gallon tanks. It's like, oh, I got 50 gallons of gas in that thing in case I need it. I turn it on, I start it up and run it, and it says low fuel. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I could have sworn I filled it up. I think it must evaporate because I put non-ethanol in there, and I bet you it's just evaporated.
Well, the
I don't know.
ethanol evaporates faster than non-ethanol. But it also could be a level sensor that's bad too. You know,
I don't know. I got to go fill it up and see.
Or you have a neighbor that really knows how much
Yeah.
gas you have in there, and he's for the last month and a half he hasn't bought any gas.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, off.
I don't know. It'd be
Because
real
I know
difficult
that
to
now,
siphon.
Keith. I want to be your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 50 gallons in it. Yeah, but the tanks on the motorhome are on the bottom. It'll be really hard to siphon gas out of that thing.
That's what the alligator-
You'd be surprised how much a guy would suck on something to get some gas.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
Hey.
beef jerky addiction.
Yeah,
You're
non-ethanol too. It's expensive.
You get a crackhead boy. He's professional.
No.
God.
Yeah,
Need
I
that
don't
fuel.
know if you saw how much pipe there is there. I don't know. It goes down. It's like, wow. I don't know.
All right, guys, time for me to bill.
All right,
I
Jim,
know,
thanks for hanging out with us.
Hey, Jim.
Take care, guys.
All right, Jim. Take care.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got the batteries. I got the battery charged and hooked up and pumped the gas a couple times. Well, it has a small electrical fuel pump in it to prime the carburetor, I think.
Yeah.
And then it started right up. I was like, holy cow. All right, cool. And then I gotta that's this weekend's project. Go take it to the gas station.
Wow.
Go fill it up.
What size do you have?
What size?
Motorhome.
Oh, it's a 26. It's a GMC motorhome, 1976.
Oh, wait a second. The
old-
that's the one that I like. He's got the one the only mobile home that I've want.
Yeah, that's the only one I want too. That's why I got it. It's 76. The Oldsmobile 455 has the Toronto front end on it, basically
Yeah,
front frame.
yeah.
That's not the one from Stripes.
It's from Stripes. Yeah,
This
from
is
Stripes.
Stripes.
Yeah.
The what's it called?
EM10, EMC.
Metallic P family. No, that's the
Oh,
What
you
is
gotta
that
show us
thing?
a picture of it.
truckster was from family. What's it called?
From National Lampoon.
Not-
National
yeah,
Lampoon's
no,
you're thinking
not
of?
that one. Nah, what do they call that? The project song? I forgot what it's called, but that's the one. That's the only motor.
Well, the only motorhome that I know is the one from Stripes.
Yeah, that's it.
and that's what he has. That's what he has.
That's what I have. Yep.
They actually did a Hot Wheels of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh,
Hey, Brian, do you have?
there it is.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is right there. See?
Yeah, that's it.
Hot Wheels City. And then I have the Hess truck too. I gotta buy all the little toys of my cars that I have.
Hey, Brian, do you have a '79 Cutlass Supreme Hot Wheel?
79.
Did they make such an animal?
No, we just got a '79 Camaro back in the shop today. They got to work on now.
I don't know. I had to look around.
T28.
79 Cutlass.
Yeah. If you can find one with T-tops, that'd be even better.
You can always cut them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut him in. Okay,
I
Paul,
have-
take it easy.
All right, Paul. Oh wait, he
Look,
wants back in.
You're looking overly concerned.
He wants back in. Hold on.
I'll be right back.
All right, buddy, you're on.
Okay, I was just waving to say goodnight, but thank you for acknowledging it and bringing me back in.
No
All right,
problem.
Paul. You have a good night,
All right.
bro.
Be safe.
Talk to you next
Well,
week.
Paul,
All right, cool.
Well, you're talking about running out of gas. The best thing to do is don't run out of gas in Montana at 20 below zero.
Oof.
Yeah, no
that's not a
way.
good idea.
I'm
It's
not
a
coming out the house.
a mile is a long walk at 20 below zero.
I'm not coming out the house at that. No.
So, hey, when I was driving truck, I got to the point where you really got to follow those signs because they'll tell you no gas stations for 30 miles or 40 miles. You really got to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last Chance gas station.
Yeah.
I used to see that in cartoons, but
They mean it for real.
Yeah.
It's for real.
Or
With
the
that
one that
box-
says Long Bridge.
Yeah. With that box truck
Here we
that
go.
I've made into a motor home, half a tank. Always fill it up at half a tank.
Yeah.
I got out some places where the gauge was hitting the E, and I'm looking at this thing going, I am not going to push a 28,000-pound vehicle. So
Yeah. When
it's
you run
easier.
out, when you
Huh?
run out with a diesel, you got to prime the pump. You got
That's
to,
not
man,
good,
it's
yeah.
hard to get it started.
Oh, God, yes. So I decided the easiest way to do it is never run out.
Yeah. I might add another tank. I got a 65, I think, on here now. I think I'm going to add another one.
You're 15 gallons more than I got. My truck only has a 50-gallon tank. So I always try to fill it up.
Well, I carry two. Now I only carry one 5-gallon bottle of ATF because I ran out of fuel one time in the tool truck, and there was nothing around, and walked into the grocery store and bought a thing of peanut oil, two 2 gallons of peanut oil, filled it up and primed it and got the thing started and drove it home.
Smell like French fries, huh?
Boy, I tell you one thing, that thing smelled funny for a long time. It took a long time for that stuff to burn out. But back in the day when I worked in a diesel shop on diesel cars, Mercedes, old Mercedes. That's what all we ever used was ATF. When you change the fuel filter over, you filled the filter housing up with ATF and primed it. It's a faster flowing, lower flash point. And so after that, I've only had to do it one time where I ran out and filled up with ATF and got me where I needed to go and back on the road. So it's easier. It doesn't go bad like diesel fuel. You don't have to worry about it stinking, smelling, or whatever. It's easy to keep. And
That's transmission flow, right?
Yep, just regular ATF. I just carried it was like it might be a 5-gallon or 2.5 gallon or whatever jug.
Mm-hmm.
So
now when I have my trucks, maybe once every 6 months, I would fill up with biodiesel to help you to clean out your system a little bit.
yeah. During the wintertime, I run kerosene. I run a couple gallons of kerosene in mine.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps it from gelling up, and it's a good cleaner.
Yep.
I would run ATF, but around here, if the DOT got you, because your fuel will turn red because of the ATF,
And they will check it.
Then they'll say that you're running heating oil or farm use, because that's what they use to mark non-taxed fuel.
Yep, they would jam you too, boy.
Oh, they would jam you up in a heartbeat, dude. So I run kerosene. My old truck had a sight glass on it, and I can't even tell you how many times I got pulled over, and the guy would walk up, and you get all, you're like trying to get all your information and all your shit together, and he get up to the part in between the cab and the box. He stick his head in there with his flashlight and say, "Have a good evening," and walk on. And you're like, "You son of a bitch!"
Get you all worried.
Yep, we got you all sweating, baby.
Yeah, they don't do that as much as they used to. Of course, my truck now says non-commercial, private motor home. All these words saying I don't do this commercially.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a couple of years back they had they got a company here that was running home heating oil, and so that's pretty high on their lookings around here. So they check that. So, but I run during the wintertime. I usually put a couple gallons of kerosene.
Well, in Montana, DF1,
There
yeah,
you
that's
go.
the motor.
Wow, with the boat on the side and everything. Look at that.
I didn't see that.
First time
Jeez.
I saw one of those, I was scuba diving in Texas at a lake.
Look at the size of
this
that
guy-
windshield. Jeez.
That guy pulls it in, backs it up, levels it all from inside, sits down in the driver's seat with a drink. And all of us that are, camping there and doing all that on a rock said, we ever get one, that's what we want, where you don't have to do anything but back it up, level it off, and get your drink.
Is that motorhome easy to drive?
Unmute yourself, Keith.
He's unmuted, but no voice. Can't hear you.
Not yet.
Hold on, let me kick off that other. I kicked him out completely.
That's one way, so we can't hear
There
him.
you go.
Right.
See, if we don't want to hear shit, we knock you out. There you go. I better watch myself, man. I've been a little mouthy
Knock him
tonight.
out.
That's it.
I hit the wrong thing.
Damn.
That's what we'll go with.
We'll go with that. I hit the wrong thing. Whew.
Come on back, Keith.
And that's why in the military, they have all these checklists to make sure you don't hit the wrong thing.
Right.
And you still do it.
You still do it.
Double and triple redundancy. Happens to me at the radio station. You're doing 2 or 3 things at once and you hit the wrong button and no, not that one. Yeah, it happens.
We still can't hear you, Keith.
Plug your
Yell real loud.
at least start talking with your hands.
Yeah.
Oh, you plugged.
It's one of these buttons.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you
it.
go.
Get
We
it?
can hear you now.
There's, I guess one of these, I must say one of these stupid buttons on here, and it
Yep.
muted it. But it didn't mute it on there. That's weird.
Yeah.
That overrides it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's asking you about how's the drive.
It drives all right. I rebuilt like the whole front end. I mean, bushings and everything in the front. Control on bushings, tie rods, everything. So now it rides really good.
So it's like very comfortable going down the road and everything.
Yeah, I mean it's 1976 seats, so I would like to have better seats. It only has one armrest, but that's that can be fixed.
Yeah, that's
it's
the allure.
Yeah, it's it's not bad. It's good. The furthest I took it was about 3 hours. Did we even stop? I don't even think we stopped. Oh no, wait. I went to Daytona, so that's about 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put an LS in that thing pretty easy, I would imagine.
Nah, you can't because it's front wheel drive, and then what are you going to use for a
it
transmission?
is front wheel drive. Oh man,
Yeah.
so the axles are dead in the back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just back. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. You
That's
can
what it
put it. I mean, even with the 45 in there, the air cleaner, it's right. So you have your
That's right. You said Tornado.
Yes, Tornado. You have your driver's seat and passenger seat, and in the middle is the engine. You have a hatch you open up, and there's the engine right there.
Like an old van.
Yeah, and the air cleaner is right up against that thing. So if you go any higher, it's not going to fit. So there's some people put Cadillac motors in, like the 500s, but they have to raise up that you have a hump on your little hatch. People put diesels in, but that's a lot of work. It's like you have to redo the whole thing. So
That's what I'm saying. I would imagine if you could put like a Cadillac engine or either that Oldsmobile engine, you could put LS in that thing.
You could
It'd
put
be
anything.
small.
But the thing is, what do you use for a transmission if you put an LS in there?
What are you using for a transmission now, though?
It's a
Tornado.
425, I think.
I'm not familiar with
Is
that.
that right?
Is that like direct into the back of the block?
It is, and it's a
Yeah.
big chain drive.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not universal to like a you can't-
Oh.
okay.
No,
Something totally different.
So the reason why they stopped making it was they stopped making the Tornado, and then they didn't have the parts anymore. So like, oh, we can't do the motorhome anymore.
You know, there were other cars because you had in those years you had front wheel drive. You had the Eldorado and the Riviera.
And
Yeah.
the Cadillac.
It
But
was
all those cars,
all the same platform.
yeah, but they all quit making with the big motors at right about the same time, right?
Right.
So, and some people said you might be able to do.
Well, actually, you know, the Caddy and the Eldo, and the Riv were into the 80s.
Into the
'cause I
80s. That's
had
what I'm
an
thinking.
81.
The Barrettes.
They had a big motor though.
Yeah,
No,
what motor
it
they
was
have?
368.
Like a 301 or
Yeah.
something like that.
And I'm not sure what the olds had in it. But yeah, they did go into the 80s with it. But
How
you know what?
fast do you
I'm
wanna
sure a
go?
good engine shop could probably fabricate a tranny to LS bell housing.
You can do an adapter, but then it gets that's what happens. But then again, you get into messing up the hump. Or what the other people have done is raise the body up.
Oh,
But like because there's like little like hockey, like half a hockey puck
uh-huh.
to hold on the frame, and then the body sits on top of there. So you just raise that up a little bit, and then you can just go around, and that gives you a couple inches.
Or we could do an Art Morrison frame and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fat
you know,
man frame.
see the front
Like a-
frame. I mean, you could take a Tornado frame, and then mock it all up and get the LS put on there, and then go slide it under.
slide it under, and while you're at it, might as well get like a 6-wheel drive, you know?
Right. Like the old van with the three axles.
Yeah, then you have the drive shaft all the way to the back. I don't know.
Trucks do it.
Yeah, but this RV, it's so low to the ground, and that's why it's so low, and the whole thing is all flat inside.
Yeah.
You walk
Get a
up,
flat-
you're right
Yeah,
there.
get a flat drive shaft.
Just run the drive shaft through the center and just have a hump. That's just a hump over the center of the.
Just a tube going right through.
Like the
Kids,
Corvette.
don't touch that spinning thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just ignore that spinning thing behind the curtain.
Or you could put motors back there.
No.
Won't even start. I
Well,
can't
we'll
even
have
go
none
there.
of that.
There is a guy that made one electric. I mean, like that's
course there is.
ridiculous. I don't remember what he used. I think he took a Mach E apart, and he used all the internals of that, and then made it still front wheel drive. We put the Mach E and it's electric, and he's like, "Look, it's driving." I'm like, "All right, go for a trip.
Yeah, have fun.
Where are you gonna go?"
Right.
I haven't seen much of that project lately.
Taking that beautiful piece of machinery and
So it's kind of
turning it
funny.
electric.
So did you put that boat on there, or was it like that?
But yeah, it's no, it was like that. It was before I
And
owned
you
it.
still
The guy
bought it.
before him, huh?
And you still bought it.
And I still bought it.
I
yeah.
like it. I say keep that.
It was
boat on there.
unique.
I
Yeah,
like that.
well,
I saw
now
a picture a couple of years ago. A guy had like the start leading. There was a van, and the guy had like the image of a CUDA on the side.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was neat.
It's a wrap, and the wrap is starting to deteriorate pretty good. It's all coming off, and I don't know what the
rewrap it. No big deal.
yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Painting is going to be a lot of money too. So I don't know. I think from what I've seen, like I took some of the wrap off in spots, and I think they sanded the whole body down and everything. So the original paint isn't under there; it's all screwed up underneath. So it's gonna. I don't know.
But see, luckily that car is in a category where it doesn't matter what the paint looks like. You see it rolling down the road, you're gonna look.
Yeah.
You got to
Those
appreciate
are
it for what it is.
collector's items now. People are buying them because they want them for
Redoing them.
Yep, redoing them. It's like, yeah.
Why not want them to use them? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies opening up, restoring those, because so many people are buying RVs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there was like 16 or 18,000 made, and somebody said they it's like some registry. There's like 8,000 still on the road. I'm like, that's pretty good number for
It is.
Yeah.
ending the run in 78. I think it's
I'm
ended.
sure the gas mileage isn't great.
Oh no,
That killed it, and I bet you I know what else killed it. Probably just sitting in someone's backyard.
well, that's the only thing that rots is the frame, because the frame is the only thing that's steel. The
Right.
body, the bottom of the body is not fiberglass, but SMC,
Mm-hmm.
and then the top part up is all aluminum.
Yeah, but if
So
the
make
frame
it like
rots, where can you
a
get another frame from?
make it like what was those other
More-
Aerostream? Polish that thing up. Just strip it down and polish the stainless. Polish
the
the
stainless?
aluminum.
Yeah,
Like an Airstream. Yeah.
it's an
Yeah, like
Airstream.
an Airstream. That would be it right there. We'll get
Yeah.
you a white hat with a purple feather in it, and you could be a pimp daddy.
Yeah, but then the
Too much
front,
work.
the whole front front is fiberglass, and the back is fiberglass. You'll have be a lot of fiberglass pieces that you would have to change around.
You ever see that guy on social
There you
media?
go. Already denying everything. Just, come on, Keith.
There's a
We
guy
gotta
on
get that
social
shoulder.
media.
Get your shoulder in the shape, rubbing that thing down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be good for it.
Yeah.
There's a guy on social media that has a trailer like a camper, and somehow he put it on top of a frame, so it looks like a camper's loose. It's one of those old. You seen it?
Yeah.
It's
Farm
like a
truck in
regular.
Asian.
It looks like
Farm
a
truck in
trailer.
Asian.
It looks like an old camper that housed like maybe like a one-room camper, silver, and I guess the windshield is the front window, and he even got the gas tanks on it, and it looks like, like the camper left the truck and just driving down the road. It's really funny.
That's to say isn't that those two guys, farm truck and Asian? I don't know their real names. Whatever.
It could very well be. It sounds like something that they would have done.
They might have done it too, but I've seen some other people do it.
Oh, really?
And it sounds healthy. It sounds like a race car.
Yeah. Yeah, they were driving behind a truck, and then all of a sudden the truck drives away.
Truck takes off.
Thing's still behind it. I would have been like driving like this, make it look like it's all whopping around,
Oh no, yeah, just I'll have the truck behind it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was.
Well, gentlemen, I got an early morning tomorrow. I gotta get going.
Okay.
All right, buddy. One more day.
Yeah.
As my wife says, you got one more day before voting, and whatever you do, don't set the country back 50 years.
Yeah, hell no.
All right, buddy. We got a couple of days, and we're heading to SEMA.
Who's going?
Look like just two people.
And he froze.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lewis, you better put your damn hand up.
Yeah.
Did they change it on purpose? Because usually it's like Halloween, right at Halloween. Is it, or does it just fall on that week?
I think it just fell on this week. Yeah. Because the last few years, I miss going to Halloween with my son.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I didn't go for many years. Because the kids were little. I'm like, I gotta go to Halloween and hang out with Halloween.
But now,
you got to go to Fremont Street.
Well, I did when we went there. Walked down. We're like, oh, we gotta go. We turned around and went back. It was starting to get late.
Yeah, don't quit.
Yeah. I thought it was early enough. Apparently, it wasn't early enough. It was like 5 o'clock. Not early enough to go there.
I think it's built for students. All right, Terry. I'll get with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be around, man. Take care, gentlemen.
All right, Terry. Good night.
So, Papa Squirrel, I have a laser printer, and I've been lasering stuff, trying to learn. I'm still learning. It's getting kind of fun.
You want to talk to my wife. She knows how to make that laser dance.
Yeah. It's the software, man. Some of the software is so not friendly, not user friendly.
Oh,
so
no.
Play around, just keep playing with it.
We had to get Corel Draw, and I don't remember which version we got because we got the simplest version until she started learning a little bit. Now we got to upgrade, but
yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah,
but
part
what
of
are
the
you
hustle.
trimming with it?
Say again.
What are you trimming?
It's a light burn software.
Ah, okay. Don't know nothing about it. My wife, I gave that her project and stayed away from it because
It takes some learning. I'll tell you that. No joke.
yeah, and the trouble is you can forget it really quickly because I've forgotten a lot because I don't know what I know what it was. The medication the VA put me on caused me memory losses, caused me to be pass out at random times and not retain information. And we've made a decision. Any new medicine they put me on, they better give me all the side effects and they better tell me why they're putting me on it.
Yeah.
Because it's not fun when you fall down the walking. That's why I didn't go to SEMA this year. Because until they figured out what it was, I was passing out about every hour. I'd just be standing there looking at something, and next thing I know, I'd be on the floor.
That sucks.
Yes, it did. And that's why I wasn't kidding when I told the VA doctors. They asked me, "Do you do drugs?" Yeah. What type of drugs do you do? The ones you guys prescribe for me.
Yeah, everything you put me on.
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, we're talking about recreational drugs." No, there's no such thing as a recreational drug. I'm glad I'm off that shit because hell, I was forgetting a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Still am, but that happens to be age too.
That's good. Well, guys, I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump ship too. My body's still telling me to go to bed.
Yeah, it takes a while for that to.
So what?
So what? That's what I say.
Yeah.
right.
It takes a little while for your body to fully adjust, Lewis. You'll get there though.
Yeah. So next week, every day at SEMA at 11 o'clock, there'll be a StreamYard link in the
11 o'clock SEMA time, right?
11 o'clock East Coast.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna do it at 8 o'clock, and it'll be 11 o'clock here.
And that's starting from what day to which day?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, because Monday.
So 8 o'clock SEMA time.
Yeah.
8 in the morning.
Yeah, SEMA time is 8, but here on the East Coast it'd be 11.
Yeah.
So Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's see the dates.
It'd be the 5th and 6th.
5th and 6th. Okay.
Yep.
See what's going on. Tuesday I'll be food shopping, but Wednesday, let's see if I can get on.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to set up the link, and everybody can just jump on if you want to, and all the good stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, guys. I'll let you know what's going on out there out west.
All right, Lois, keep us in touch, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right.
Hey, man, be careful.
All right,
Play
Lewis,
nice.
see you later.
All right.
So yeah,
Don't
I guess
spend all your money at SEMA.
Yeah. Guess we'll do the same. We'll follow suit and end the stream. Lewis brought us in. I'll take us out. For Lewis Lee, Ray Guarino, Macroman Brian, of course. Keith from Keith's Garage and Papa Swirl. Signing off this week. We'll be back next week and we'll do it again. See ya.
Later.
See you, YouTube. Bye.
Play nice.
Yeah.